All right, and some breaking news just coming in from India, where the former Chief Minister of Delhi has passed away. Sheila Dikshit has passed away. This information has now been confirmed. Remember, Sheila Dikshit is served 3 terms as Chief Minister and is no more. Just until very few days ago, she was extremely active politically as well during the Lok Sabha elections as well. She was a prominent face for the Congress here in the national capital. Kartikeya Sharma, our political editor, is now joining us live for the very latest on this. And Kartikeya, a huge loss there for the Congress. Sheila Dikshit, a very successful and the longest serving Chief Minister for New Delhi.
It's a loss. Sheila Dikshit had a very checkered career. Sheila Dikshit, known as Sheila Kapoor, she was born in 1938 in Kapurthala in Punjab. Now, Sheila Dikshit was married into a family of politicians, though she was married to a person who was an Indian Administrative Service officer, but the father-in-law was the governor of the West Bengal, part of the larger Congress umbrella. Now, Sheila Dikshit, after that, went on to become a politician. She fought from Unnao. She was Minister of State for Prime Minister's office when Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister. So her debut in politics took place way back in 1980s. So Sheila Dikshit also served as a Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs and again as a Minister of State in Prime Minister's office when Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister. Subsequently, Sheila Dikshit, after Sonia Gandhi took over Congress party, she was asked to take control of the Delhi Pradesh Congress Committee, which is Delhi. And subsequently, under leadership of Sheila Dikshit, Delhi was retained by the Congress thrice, as you mentioned to our viewers. Not only that, I think the substantial contribution of Sheila Dikshit as a politician is in building the infrastructure of the Delhi, the metro we know today, the sort of infamous VRT we talk about, the sort of construction, though controversial, took place when the Commonwealth Game was being organized. These were widening of roads, the flyover projects, they all came when Sheila Dikshit was at the helm of affairs. So Sheila Dikshit had a very long and a checkered career. It's not that she was just a Chief Minister of Delhi. She was a person who had a stint in the Parliament as well, and someone who served as Minister of State in the Prime Minister's office. So she was a successful politician, Bhairavi, even at the centre. So Sheila Dikshit will be missed for a lot of things. But I think she will also be missed for that gentler era of politics where people cutting across ideology were able to meet her. Aam Aadmi Party initiated a different sort of politics. It was right on your face. Sheila Dikshit lost her election. It was something which the Congress could not understand. They broke into the vote bank of the Congress party. And suddenly a state which was bipolar in the sense between BJP and Congress became divided into 3 parts. So yes, Sheila Dikshit will long be missed. And what an unfortunate and ironical part that even during her last days, Sheila Dikshit was trying to run the party in a way which she felt was good. It was because of Sheila Dikshit that the Congress did not get into an alliance with Aam Aadmi Party. So, she was on a pushover in politics.
Absolutely. Kartikeya, stay with us. Also joining us on the phone line is Kanchan Gupta, senior journalist. Kanchan Gupta, your first thoughts, as Kartikeya was pointing out, Sheila Dikshit, a successful politician, one with a checkered legacy, but however, who had friends across party lines. This is a person who was a very prominent face for the Congress.
It is extremely distressing to hear that Sheila Dikshit has passed away. She was, I guess, the last of the good politicians the Congress had. And one could blame her for various things, but for 3 things she will always be remembered. One is the way she managed the Delhi Congress when she was Chief Minister, the manner in which she changed the face of Delhi, the national capital city, and the remarkable deterioration that has happened ever since the Aam Aadmi Party took over is a comment on the enormous abilities of Sheila Dikshit to manage the state, to create admirable infrastructure, and to put Delhi on the map of global cities. she was quite adamant on how the Congress should work on its revival. And she did not believe that revival was possible through striking alliances with with parties like the Aam Aadmi Party. And possibly the Congress paid a price for that in Delhi. But what she ensured was that charlatans did not start deciding the way the Congress should run its affairs. She will be missed. She will be missed by her critics. She will be missed by her admirers. And I knew her very well. I knew her as the Chief Minister of Delhi. I knew her as a person. And as I said, it's extremely distressing to hear that she's passed away. And one can only hope that things will settle down, and this is a moment when her family is facing troubled times. My prayers are with them. Thank you.
Absolutely. Kanchan Gupta, thank you so much for talking to us and sharing your thoughts. Also joining us is H.K. Dua, senior journalist, live with us from New Delhi. H.K. Dua, Sheila Dikshit, a very prominent face, as I said, was active till very recently, up until the Lok Sabha elections. She was talking to the media. She was handling the elections for the Congress here. Rahul Gandhi had once again put the Congress's faith in Sheila Dikshit, and truly a major loss for not just the Congress but otherwise as well.
Sheila Dikshit was an outstanding political leader and perhaps the best chief minister Delhi has ever had since independence. 15 years at a stretch, she worked so hard, went from mohalla to mohalla, area to area, to see there's improvement in the running of the capital of India. She was very dedicated in her work and ran the administration with certain elan and certain grace, which was both are getting scarce in Indian politics. Even our supporters or enemies, even political rivals would be missing her being around. When the call came to lead the party, whatever the result, she did not budge from what the path she had chosen. She could have been brought to the center much earlier, but 15 years running Delhi, which was moving forward, would have needed her again to lead. But unfortunately, she has passed away. She was not well for some time. She had been to France for cardiac surgery there, and after that she did not regain full health, but she never shunned her call for duty, not wee bit, when the call came to work as political leader and put Delhi back on track where she had left.
Right, and of course she was a fierce opponent of Arvind Kejriwal also in this election. In fact, I will just tell my viewers now that Arvind Kejriwal in fact has tweeted saying just now got to know about the extremely terrible news of passing away of Ms. Sheila Dikshit. It is a huge loss for Delhi and her contribution will always be remembered. My heartfelt condolences to the family members.
Her political rivals also will admire her. There's no doubt about it.
Yes, absolutely. Even though she was a fierce opponent of many other politicians, she had a grace in the manner in which she did it, and cutting across party lines, of course, she had that respect. She enjoyed that respect among other party leaders as well. And
certainly, she was a very graceful political leader. And grace is missing in the modern politics in India. She was there, she would hit somebody, some other adversary below the belt. She kept her standards of debating issues and giving the chance to other person to say whatever he or she liked. She benefited from it.
Right, absolutely.
Delhi will miss it. Country will miss a chief minister like that.
Right.
Earlier.
Sidhu, thanks very much indeed for talking to us. Aarti Jairath, senior journalist, also joining us at this point. Aarti Jairath, your first thoughts. It seems like very, very shocking at the moment because she was so active just a few months ago. Already, of course, reactions are starting to pour in from other politicians as well, whether it's Arvind Kejriwal or Mehbooba Mufti. This is a woman who led the party in New Delhi successfully for 3 terms and, of course, had a checkered history, did not get along with some of the other big faces of the Congress in New Delhi, but nonetheless, she was somebody who could galvanize the cadres. All right, so as we pointed out, Sheila Dikshit, who also served as the Kerala governor, was 3-time Chief Minister of Delhi at the age of 81, has passed away this afternoon, as some of our guests have been pointing out that she was unwell for some time, that she had even gone to France to get herself medical treatment, and she was, of course, the longest-serving Chief Minister of Delhi. She has passed away today. And this is, of course, shocking news and a big loss, not just to the Congress, but also to other parties. And I just want to remind our viewers of the fact that other politicians, including Mehbooba Mufti and Arvind Kejriwal and others, are tweeting about this now. And Aarti Jairath is back on the phone line with us. And Aarti, as I was pointing out, that Sheila Dikshit was somebody who could still galvanize cadres. She was somebody who was active till the very last, and of course a very successful chief minister, even though she had a checkered history.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, more than being a mass leader, I think, in her 15 years as Delhi Chief Minister, she really showed what good governance was all about. Because a lot of development that Delhi has seen over the years has happened during her tenure as Chief Minister. Whether it was sort of privatization of electricity distribution, construction of roads, the metro. Of course, that was partly the central government, but she also pushed it. This attempt to tackle Delhi's air pollution by introducing CNG, in buses, and so on. So, I mean, in terms of modern governance, in terms of urban governance, we have very few political leaders who have proved what urban governance is all about. And Sheila Dikshit is certainly one of them. And, I think she will be remembered for this. She will be remembered for the contribution she has made to, building the capital city into a, more modern city. And, it's a huge loss, actually. And I think that, it's very sad that she won't be there anymore to, guide people in future or to be an example of, what a good urban government is like.
Well, absolutely. And Aarti, just to talk about a little bit about her, her political career, the fact is that in the recent times we've seen a very divided Congress here in the national capital. There were opposing voices to Sheila Dikshit's election, and even just till last week, it seemed like a very divided house with a lot of blame shifting to Sheila Dikshit of recently.
Yes, essentially because the attempt to craft an alliance between Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress for the 2019 Lok Sabha election, that attempt broke down. And a lot of people blame Sheila Dikshit for that. Which, may be partially true, but I think it's unfair because, the responsibility of that ultimately has to be, the buck really stops at the president's table, the Congress president's table. So if that alliance didn't happen, I think Rahul Gandhi, is also accountable for that, and he has taken accountability by, sort of stepping down as Congress president. But, Sheila Dikshit, yes, she did get mired in controversy, but, she was such a graceful lady and, such a well-spoken lady. And I don't think she ever spoke ill to anybody or spoke harshly to anybody. So, a lot of the divisions that have happened in the Delhi Congress have been because of, sort of burgeoning ambitions of people who felt that, their time had come and that Sheila Dikshit was now past her prime and should really sort of move out. And it was actually quite surprising that Rahul Gandhi brought her back as the DPCC president. And I'm told, what I understand is that she was not keen on contesting the Lok Sabha elections because she really felt that a chance should be given to younger people. But, Rahul was absolutely insistent that she contest. And he got his mother to speak to her and pressurize her into taking that ticket. And it's very sad that at this, after such a glorious tenure as chief minister, and that at the sad end of her life, she should have lost the Lok Sabha election in a very humiliating manner. So that I think is, something which is really quite sad and unfortunate.
Well, absolutely, Arti. Thanks very much indeed for joining us and sharing your thoughts on this news that's coming in, this terrible news, of course, of Sheila Dikshit passing away. And the Prime Minister, of course, has also tweeted now saying, deeply saddened by the demise of Sheila Dikshit ji, blessed with a warm and affable personality, she made a noteworthy contribution to Delhi's development. Condolences to her family and supporters as well. Mehbooba Mufti says, shocked to hear about the sudden demise of Sheila Dikshit. She was one of the tallest leaders in the Congress and transformed Delhi in her tenure as Chief Minister. My deepest condolences to her. And these are just some of the many reactions now pouring in, the condolences that are pouring in for the three-time Chief Minister of Delhi, Sheila Dikshit. On this note, we are going to slip into a short break. Our news coverage continues here on Wion. Stay with us.